The reason your girlfriend or women in general don't respect you is not because you don't have enough money. It's also not because you don't have six pack abs or not the exact physique you want. The only reason why women don't respect you comes down to one single thing, and it's this: the frame from which you operate the relationship from. And this does not only apply to relationships, right? This applies to everything in life. But the frame is basically the prism is the window from which the girl will see you and see anything you do, whether it's good or bad. Now you can use that in really bad manipulative ways, and if you have the right frame, you could absolutely do things that are morally not necessarily the best, and women would accept that, would tolerate that. And so my current main girlfriend that I've met 2 years ago in Dubai, she's Korean. I basically approached her in the mall, and that's how we met. So the frame was already really good from the start, right? I started with an approach in real life. I wasn't on Tinder messaging her. It wasn't like in a nightclub. Like the frame from the start was pretty good. Now, what I also did is from the start, I was honest with her. And I told her, hey, I'll always be with other women. I'll always see other women, and you can be okay with that. In which case, you can be part of my life, or you can fuck off, which is totally fine. So I had a lot of honesty, right? I didn't bullshit. No BS. And the third thing I did continuously, and I still do now with her, is I have a zero disrespect policy, right? It sounds a little Gestapo-like, but I'll come to it. You can't tolerate bad behavior, especially from women you're dating, whether that's short-term, mid-term, long-term, but particularly long-term. Like you don't want to be in a relationship where you let bad behaviors slip. And I'll tell you the story of one of my best friends who, since he's 19 years old, has been making consistently 50K a month. There's probably not been 1 month where he made less than that. So, no need to say he has enough money. He's also very fit. Like, he's extremely disciplined, is in great shape. But he's dating a girl that doesn't respect him at all. Like, at all. I heard a phone call they had, like him and his girlfriend, and his girl was basically abusive. Like she screams at him, she uses slur words, like just very bad. She helps him in his business, so that's the only kind of thing that actually works. Like he extracts some value out of it, but he's not being respected, right? And this ties back into the frame, because there is no frame in his relationship, right? So he can have all the money he wants, he can have all the muscle he wants, but if there's no frame, then none of that matters. And I know when you're maybe watching this video, or maybe if you're earlier in your journey, you think that, once I get the money, once I get the physique, everything's going to be sold. Do you know how many guys I know who have a lot of money, are in great shape, but still don't have relationships with women who respect them and are actually improving their life? I know plenty of these dudes. So how do we set a solid frame from the start. Like, how do we actually make that happen? And those are basically the most important things, right? You want to, I'm not saying you have to cold approach, 50 women in the mall every single day, but you should build a habit where you talk to women in real life. Because this makes it so much easier later on. Like every time, for example, I'll give you an example. Yes, yesterday my girlfriend saw I was, following another girl, and she's actually cool with that. 90% of the time she's okay with that, but women are emotional creatures. So every now and then they're gonna slip, they're gonna be a little triggered, a little sad, which is totally fine. And she's like, "Who's that girl? Who's that bitch?" That's someone I talk to during the day. And she's like, "You talk to girls during the day?" I'm like, "This is how I met you." Like, you would not be on the phone talking to me right now if I didn't say hi to you in the mall. And then she's like, she can't really say much because it's true. So you need to build the skill of meeting women predictably and consistently in real life and make something happen. I have plenty of videos on that topic, on how to actually meet girls and go on dates with them. That's not the point of this video. The second big thing is honesty. Because most guys are just not able to be honest. Most guys are fucking weasels. "Oh no, I'll never think of another girl. I don't have a penis. I would never even have the possibility to think of another girl." Gay. It's just gay. Just be honest. Just be authentic. You don't have to, I'm not saying on the first date you have to admit to the worst sides of your personality. Well, if you're genuinely a sociopath, then probably you shouldn't be watching this video. But you should be honest about your intentions. And more specifically, you should be honest about the specific type of romantic and sex life you want with the girls you're seeing. Because that honesty, that no BS attitude is gonna make her have a lot of respect for you. Because not many guys can do that. So once you approach women during the day in a confident, simple manner, you don't need to use any pickup lines. You don't need to do any weird shit, by the way. You just don't. And you're honest. The last thing is you need to punish disrespect. And by punish, I don't mean inflicting physical pain. I don't mean verbal pain. You shouldn't even argue or insult a woman. What you should do instead is punish her bad behavior by removing this: attention. Your biggest weapon you have is your attention. And if you remove it from the equation, she's going to be like, "Why is he not giving me attention?" Like every other guy I was with was getting more angry when I disrespected him, was getting pissed. Don't reward her bad behavior. Reduce attention. Very simple. And so that's very simply how you build, and most importantly, I didn't say that, but the zero disrespect policy and reducing the attention, you have to maintain that over the long term, right? This is not like a one-day fix. You just do it and it's okay. No. So this is how you set a solid frame. Let's go.